What's up, guys? Welcome to the earliest episode that I've done in a while. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, I think. Brittany just went to bed like 2 hours ago, so I'm solo this morning. She is not a morning person. Trying to set up all of this stuff on camera is not fun. So what are we doing out here? Gonna try to photograph a comet. There is a comet, supposedly, right over there. And I wanted to take you guys out and see if I could walk you through how I'm gonna shoot it. So you guys probably know, if you follow my channel or my Instagram, that I'm kind of a natural phenomenon photographer. And by kind of, I mean I am. That's what I do. So I do a lot of eclipse stuff and lightning and a lot of different astro stuff. But I've never photographed a comet before, and I want to try. So how on my broken tripod, this is sketchy, with my 24-70 on there, which is super heavy lens. Hopefully this will work out. I wanted to go to a more like natural place, you know, with some cacti and some mountains and all of that stuff, but my Subaru's having some serious issues right now with the CVT, and I just don't trust driving it out of town. So I'm in town at my favorite local lookout, and I figured if I'm gonna get a comet and I have to be in town, it might as well be over the town with some mountains in the background. And I've got Lacopia right here, which I might go try to light up with a lume cube here in a minute. But first, I'm gonna walk you through how I'm gonna find the comet, how I'm gonna get the exposure, all of that stuff. So to find the comet, it's pretty easy. You just Google it and say, where is the comet? So some handy dandy astro people told me that the comet is under the star Capella, and that is right there. So I know you can't see it on screen, but just trust me when I say Capella is there. If you want, what you can do is you can open up your handy dandy sky program, and there it is. There's Capella right there, and the comet should be down here somewhere in this region. So we're gonna get a ballpark, and then we're gonna find it. And then you can also see Venus is over there, super bright. So I'm gonna start with a wide shot. It's not gonna be, the comet's not gonna be very big. I guess I can turn my light off for you guys. Sorry about that. And I'm gonna start with 24 millimeters, and I'm gonna see if I can see it just at 24 with a regular exposure, with just a little bit overexposed. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my focus to manual at infinity. And now I'm gonna go to my lowest aperture, which in this case is f2.8. And then I'm just gonna change the shutter speed until I get something that looks good. So there's gonna be the sky is gonna be brighter right now since it's pre-dawn. Sun's gonna come up in a little bit. And I get my composition decent. I actually think that's pretty good. So I'm at 8 seconds. 2-second timer, and we'll see what happens. So while that's getting ready to go, I'm gonna get the 5D4 set up, and I'm gonna get my 70 to 200, and I also have my 1 to 400. I wanna see how close I can get, and if I can get a shot at all. Yep, there it is, holy cow. So 24 millimeter, it's very, very tiny. The comet. So that's over here in the right third of my screen. I actually kind of like that. I'm really tempted actually to do a time lapse. I just don't think it'll show up that well. So I think I'm just gonna stick to the stills, and I am, now that I've got the comet where I want it, I think I'm gonna go light that the Lacopia up. Lacopia is Spanish for little church. It's a very old, tiny, historical little church, and I'm gonna go light it up. And if you've seen my channel, you've seen that Lacopia probably about 1,000,000 times. I'm gonna try for 70 real quick though, and I'm gonna just get a ballpark. So it's kind of cool that that little cloud is there, because that lets me know almost exactly where it is. Yep, I can actually see it on the back of my screen. on 70 millimeters. So there it is. That's really cool. I know you can see it with binoculars, but just being able to see it on the back of your screen right now is actually really cool. The name of the comet is called Comet NEOWISE, if you're wondering. Yeah, at 70, I don't like this composition. Is just the hills with the lights right there, and that doesn't look great. So what I'm gonna do is zoom in a little bit more, get the 1 at 200, throw the 400 on, get that. I'm gonna go light this up. I'll be right back. All right, so I put my LumeCube Air on it. So that's lighting it up quite nicely now. I'm also now gonna go ahead, start increasing my aperture a little bit so I get a little sharper of an image. It's a good thing I brought an extra battery. Almost forgot half this stuff this morning running out here. I did forget the memory card for the 1D that I'm filming on right now. I totally forgot it. Luckily, I always keep a couple spares in my backpack. Alright, so I'm going to go in a little bit tighter now and see. I really wanted to go into 50 millimeters, but I want the church in there and the comet. It puts them both on the edge of the frame, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go up a little higher. I'm going to go up to f8. Just going to kind of keep inching that aperture down, wrenching it down a little bit so I can get deeper depth of field and just a sharper image. f8 on most lenses, f8's usually in the happiness zone for sharpness. There's a lot of haze and smoke from the fire over there in the Gila. Well, there's like 5 fires now, but just the tops of the mountains are starting to be silhouetted, and I think that looks kind of cool. So for scientific purposes, it's definitely frowned upon. But what you can do for artistic purposes, and I do this sometimes for certain natural phenomenon, is we can combine these two images and bring that comet out a little bit and make it a little bit bigger. That way we can put the 200 millimeter version of the comet into this 35 millimeter frame, and what that's going to do is just make it more visible, more prominent as a subject, and that's an artistic license for sure. And I know some people have a problem with that. I am not one of those people. I am a scientist, however, and I am a geologist. I would never do that for scientific purposes. I would never submit that for paper or research or anything like that, obviously. But the photographer in me, the Instagrammer in me, wants to do that just so you can see it. But I will mention that if I do that and I post it, I will definitely mention that, because I think, especially if you're going to do something like that, just mention it and everybody will be happy, I think. The hardest part about longer lenses with Astro stuff is definitely keeping it stable. This tripod is just on the verge of being able to do that, I think. There's too much crap in my pocket. All right, I found it. I don't know if you could tell, but I definitely haven't had my morning tea yet. I was gonna make some, but I got up just a little bit late. Wanted to get out here before the sky washes it out. I love that the Tamron 70-200 has the Arca Swiss built into the foot plate, so you don't need, but this Canon doesn't. All right, don't need this since it's dark and it's not windy. A little extra weight. So since I know that I can see it with a live focus now, I'm just gonna get a ballpark. I wanna make sure this is set to infinity. So another tip, and I've mentioned this tip in other videos, when you're on a tripod, you're doing long stuff like this, turn your image stabilization off, because it can actually cause shake on the tripod. Oh, it's moving, it's drifting, it's going that way now. Now I don't have those cool clouds, but I found it. A bird just flew by my screen. That would be really cool if I got a bird in the shot. All right, so even at 400, this thing is still really small. What's cool is at 400, you can see the tail splitting. So that's one of the defining things about this particular comet, is it has a split tail. And technically I'm at like much more than 400 because I'm zoomed into the back of the screen at 10 times. And you can see the tail is split. That's really cool. I don't think that'll show up very well in the actual image, but I will give it a go. But now I can try to get some different, I might do even more exposure blending and keep getting this as everything comes up. Just get the best image possible, you know. Don't just grab the image and then go, because you don't know what the light's gonna do. Just stick around, you know. So I'm just gonna stick around and wait. I'll wait till sunrise too, because there might be a cool sunrise, but the whole entire horizon is just blanketed by the smoke. And the moon is up too. Looks like it's a little more than halfway. I keep forgetting to turn my light off. At least it's on the low setting, so I hopefully didn't blind you guys. It's like I'm being blinded by this. These lume cubes are like the best investment ever for landscape, astrophotography, and YouTubing, and doing that stuff together. This stuff is like, this is not sponsored, by the way. It's just what I use. Starting to be able to see the kneeling nun. You guys watched my channel before, then you know the kneeling nun is a formation over here. It's a mountain formation, and very popular, very local landmark. I photograph it a lot, and it's starting to be silhouetted in the sunlight with the smoke from the haze and stuff from the fire. Looks kind of interesting. I might shoot that here in a minute too. I tell you, the worst thing about mirrorless cameras is the sensors. Boy, they get dirty fast. There's like a ginormous dust spot on my RP. Oh, also, did you guys see the announcement for the R5 and the R6? Prices are out, $38.99 for the R5 and $24.99 for the R6. So I will get both of them when they come out, and I will be doing a lot of videos with them, on them, about them, all kinds of stuff. Very excited to finally go all mirrorless. I might even sell both my 1D and my 5D4 for the R5 and the R6. All right, well, I can't seem to find the comet anymore, so I think it's drifted a little bit, and it's definitely getting washed out from the sunlight coming up. So I'm gonna focus on landscape now and switch gears and get some pictures of the crazy Smoky Mountains and this crazy haze, and see what we get. One thing I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna leave this right where it is. I'm not gonna move it, the RP, and as this light changes here, I'm gonna get the different exposures and kind of see how I wanna give myself options for Photoshop. That way I can blend them in post. Speaking of Photoshop, do you guys know that my presets and my sky libraries are on sale? But yeah, presets, Lightroom, Photoshop presets on sale for my birthday month. I'm gonna do something I don't do very often. I'm gonna use my leaf filters. I got a 3-stop graduated ND filter. I decided I'm gonna do a time lapse. Might as well get the most out of it. I should have already started it like 10 minutes ago, but I'm just gonna get a time lapse of the sun coming up over there and lighting up the town. Make the most out of it, you know? All right, so we should have some nice side light coming in. I'm gonna focus more on this way actually for the time lapse, just because the college is over here and it looks real pretty. Aperture priority mode, since this is going to be a day to night thing. Well, not day to night, not night to day, but the light is shifting pretty drastically. So aperture priority mode is going to take care of that for me. Interval 5 seconds should be good for, it'll take about 25 minutes or so. Just let it go. Don't forget to take it off of your 2-second timer for your time lapses if you did that. I do that a lot. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's probably super bright outside right now because I haven't adjusted the exposure on the filming camera. If you have any questions about anything that I did or didn't do concerning capturing the comet or anything else that I did out here, leave those in the comments below and I'll definitely answer them. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, you definitely should. I applaud you. Thanks for sticking around. I will see you in the next episode. It is tea time and second breakfast time. Does a banana count as first breakfast? I don't think so. That's all I had time for when I ran out the door. All right, second breakfast time.